Welcome to another tech video. So we are going to be talking about sound today, and particularly the sound quality that we've been getting recently in OBS Studio from one of our small PCs. So let's give you a bit of the background. I'm using this lapel microphone to record on this camera. Sound quality is not too bad, but when we've been using it plugged directly into a Dell Optiplex micro form factor PC that we use for OBS Studio for our top-down views using that camera, the sound quality is far too quiet for our video editor, and even when we up the volume on the video channel, it's still nowhere near sufficient. So there is an option obviously in OBS Studio, and we're going to have a quick look at that now, that what you can do to increase the gain on your sound within OBS. However, when we do that, we're getting loads and loads of background hiss that we just cannot get rid of. So we're going to talk about that today and see what the problem is. Okay, so here's the machine that we actually use to do the top-down views, and we also use it for some other camera angles within OBS. It's a Dell micro form factor, should be powerful enough. I think it's a Core i5 processor, 16 gig of memory, 500 gig SSD drive. The video card's not great, but it does the job for our top-down views, which is all we really use it for. And also we put in some other camera footage occasionally to give multiple camera angles. So the way that we do it, we connect our lapel mic into the combined headphone and microphone jack, and although we've set the sound or the microphone levels to an appropriate level in there, when we're using OBS Studio and we crank the gain up, we get loads of hiss. And when we don't crank the gain up in OBS Studio, but we crank the volume up on the microphone settings inside Windows, then we also get the same hiss. So what we're going to do is I'm going to connect up this lapel microphone to the system and show you what the sort of sound quality is that we're getting. Okay, so as you can hear, you probably can hear quite a bit of hiss on this audio. So if you have a look at the levels here, let's zoom in. If you have a look at the levels down here, we're peaking just into the yellow, which is perfect for our video editor, and we're still getting a huge amount of hiss. So what we can do is to get this level, we've had to increase the gain in our volume, and doesn't matter whether we do that inside OBS or whether we do it inside the Dell machine itself, we still get the same amount of hiss. So we need to address this quite quickly. To get to your gain settings in OBS Studio, once you've got your microphone set, you click on the little cog icon and go to Advanced Settings, and then under the volume control you can increase the gain that you've got on your audio, so you can make it louder by increasing this here. So what we're going to do now, if I just be quiet for a minute, you'll be able to hear the hiss. And you can also see it registering down here on the scale, so it's not great. Now if we return this to 0, like that, then you can see actually our recording level is far too low, and you'll hear that in the actual footage that I put up. Okay, so that's quite clearly a problem. So what have we done to try and address this? So we've now reset that to 0. I'm going to exit from that for the moment. We thought we'd invest in this Wireless Go system from RØde, so we're going to be having a look at that today. Okay, so here we are with our top-down view, so let's have a look to see what we get in here. Now, we've not used this before, so it's our first look at it and first try of it, so you'll have to bear with us while we get to grips with how it works, and we might need to get some power into the units if it needs charging. Okay, so inside here we've got our nice little RØde bag I should say. We've got our USB Type-C connector cable. We've got our connector that goes from the receiver to whatever you're inputting, and we're going to connect our receiver to our combined headphone and microphone jack on there. And then inside here we've got two wind stoppers basically, so you attach these to the devices and that will prevent the wind from interfering. And we've got another USB Type-C cable, one for each of the devices, so that's impressive because I was actually only expecting one USB Type-C charging cable. Okay, so what have we got in here? This is shows you the instructions, basically shows you what to do, how to charge them, and we've got our moisture absorbing pack, and we've got our regulatory and safety information leaflets. So let's go in and have a look at the instructions. Okay, so not much to it, fairly straightforward. So let's start at step 1. So step 1, press and hold it for 3 seconds. Step 2, attach it to a camera or whatever is going to be receiving the audio. Step 3, press and hold the button on the transmitter. Clip your transmitter to your shirt or wherever you want to do it, and then it tells us what the status symbols are on the transmitter and receiver. Okay, so let's have a look in the pack to see what we get. These look pretty neat when I had a look at them online, I have to admit. Okay, it's a nice little unit. So we've got the ability to connect a lapel microphone in here, or we can use the standard inbuilt microphone here. You can see the 2 holes either side that will allow your wind brake to clip onto it. Then we've got a battery indicator and a paired light. So this one looks like the transmitter. And then on here we've got, what have we got? Not sure what that little, oh, QA tested, very good. On here we've got, let's have a look at that, so if you can see that. So we've got the dB option. This is a way to increase the gain. It comes with 1, 2 or 3, so you can increase it by a little bit, medium setting or a lot, and the recommendation is to have that set to medium. And then on here is the pairing button that you would press, and then on this side we've got our USB Type-C charger, and then this is our output for this lead that then plugs into the into your input on your device that you're recording to. Okay, yep, so this button here is a pairing button, and we don't have a pairing button on here, so I presume you just turn this on, press the button on the bottom, and then press and hold the pairing button, on the device itself here. Right, so I think the first thing we need to do is to charge them up, make sure we've got sufficient power, and then we'll have a look at testing. Okay, so our devices are now fully charged, so we can unplug them from the chargers. And now we're going to just peel off the tape, or the protective screen, from both of them. Apparently that's something that everyone likes. Remove the quality label, and let's get this open. Okay, so we want to plug one end in here, and we want to switch it on. Hold it for 3 seconds. There we go. And then we want to take the next one and press that for 3 seconds. And there we go. So we can now see that the levels are being picked up on there. So next thing we want to do is to plug it into the PC. Okay, so we're going to take our receiver unit and we're going to connect it into the headphone and microphone jack. We're going to put that up at the top, and now we're being prompted on what device we've connected, so we're going to say microphone in, we're going to say OK to that, and then in OBS Studio we're going to change our microphone input. So we're going to stop the recording for a minute, we're going to go into settings and we're going to check the audio should be jack mic, Realtek audio, so that is correct. So now we're going to unmute the device and we're going to check to make sure that the advanced audio settings are set to 0, and then I'm going to disable the audio on the video camera. Zoom out for this. So I'm going to press the dB. It's not actually on the transmitter, it's on the receiver, so I'm going to reconnect that. I'm going to take this and I'm going to press the decibel level to 1 and see if that makes a difference. Okay, so that's quiet. Press it again, that's medium settings, so this is with the medium gain, and then I'm going to press it once more and that gives us high gain. So high gain is certainly for our system the setting that we need. And then what I'm going to do is I will patch all of this video together and then we can have a real sound check on the differences. So hopefully this will sound great. As you can hear, I am just capturing this within OBS now, but we've got the ability to clip this onto the camera itself and connect that into the audio. In fact, why don't we try that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording here. One, two. Okay, so this is the recording as default out of the box. The levels look okay. It looks quite high on the camera, so I'm going to press it once to reduce it right down. That's too quiet. Press it twice for the medium settings, and that looks like the correct settings to use for this camera. So it's medium gain for this camera and it's high gain for the OBS Studio PC. So depending on what the sound quality sounds like, I don't know yet because I've not listened to it, but if you found that video useful, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and if you want to pick yourself up one of these RØde Wireless Go microphones, then I will leave a link in the description below. Leave us a comment. Just also make it clear that this is not a sponsored video, so we needed to do something, so we've invested in this. They were on a deal on Amazon, £144, next day delivery included, so really pleased so far, and hopefully I'll still be pleased after we've listened to it. So just want to say thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.